Hi, my name is Find Your Flame, and I create videos and also stream weekly. I'm not sure how to do this. I generally don't do videos, but streaming happens weekly. I don't know how to do intro videos. I'm getting footage right now so that I can do some editing later and just like get some practice in. I have made one video so far, and it is on the Backrooms Found Footage mod by Space Potato, and I was filming with some friends who I think really carried the video. It was a really hard first project. Usually streaming's a bit easier just because I can ramble, which is what I'm doing now, I'd like to say. I figured I'd make this video just to sort of introduce myself, introduce what the channel's for, because this is going up on YouTube, which is sort of new to me. I have friends that used to do video editing as a class, and they really enjoyed it. And I thought it was, quite interesting to go ahead and just sort of try something like this. I think we've all said at one point that we wanted to become content creators. And I decided to take that a little bit further than people usually do. I decided to actually do it. And it's a hobby of mine that I really enjoy, and I really want to make sure it stays a hobby and nothing more. I suppose it's because I don't want to have to rely on it. There's something really nice about just playing video games and talking to people online. I think it would be lost if I were to do this solely for money. Who I am, I go by Flame, sometimes I go by Ghost, and I am a college student. I'm currently going for my associates in arts, and I'm also going to probably pivot from that to somewhere in the medical field. Oh shit, there's a skeleton. We're just gonna avoid that. I've been playing Minecraft for, well, probably since like 2013. And it's been quite a while since I started, and I started on Xbox 360, so I was already a little bit behind because Xbox and the console edition got updates way later than Java. Like, I remember having to go on PC to, like, see horses. I don't know, I always felt a bit behind when it comes to that sort of thing, but now that I'm on Java, it's a lot nicer. I usually play vanilla, like, slightly adjusted for my tastes. I'll usually play with, like, some quality of life mods, or, like, a resource pack that makes things easier, or whatever. I'm making this just to introduce myself, and I said also for video editing. That is very true. I have davinci, and it has been sitting on my computer for maybe a year now, and I've only made one video with it, and I think it's kind of stupid that I haven't done more with it. I decided to start a new world for this video just because I think this should be a nice background to everything else. This is probably where I'm going to be, like, discussing things and whatnot. Things about the channel, things about me, things about, I don't know, how YouTube is going, how college is going, stuff like that. Life updates, really. And I think this would be a good starting point for that. Because I put up VODs quite a bit. I usually put up VODs for everything that I do, but, they're not exactly the most accessible to people because they're long and they're generally filled with me running around doing nothing. I grew up on watching Minecraft videos, and it always made me super happy to watch people play the game that I enjoy. I did that wrong. I don't know how to craft things. Goodness. I've always found it really nice to be able to, like, watch videos and enjoy the game without having to, like, work at it. I'm a little lazy like that, but you know what? That's fine. But, big projects I always like taking on as well. I'm currently planning a series of scripted videos, but they probably won't be coming out anytime soon. But I mean, like, that's the sort of thing I like to do. I like to have fun and make cool shit. Or fun shit. I mean, it doesn't even have to be cool, really. I can't say that I don't like writing, because I do like writing, but also I don't like the act of it. It's hard. It's difficult, and that causes strife, and it can be a little bit challenging to, do what I love, and I think that sort of just makes it worth it, in a way. I've never been the one to be like, oh, well, you have to suffer in order to live, or whatever, but, in order to get something out of life, I think you have to find something you enjoy, and you have to work towards it. And creating things and being creative and doing that sort of thing, that is something that I find enjoyable and something that I want to work towards. And so hopefully I'll be doing that with this channel. These aren't for you. You can have one. There you go. I mean, I like to think of myself as a good writer, but I don't know if I'm exactly that as of yet. I think I'm an okay poet, but that's not really what comes up, is it? When you're writing a story, it's not poetry, it's a narrative. And within that narrative, you have to bring about the themes, and you have to bring it about in like a sort of roundabout way, which poetry allows you to just kind of completely skip that step, which is always nice. I don't know what I'm doing with this world. It's probably just going to be a lot of me running around. For some of the goals that I have for this channel, I think is just to create. It's to keep this hobby alive for me, because I always run out of things to work on, or I'm always like starting projects and then dropping them, and this is sort of a way to hold myself accountable. That I think would be really helpful for my creative mind. It's just like a little poke and a prod now and then, just to make sure everything's, still going, still happening, still working. Because I find myself in ruts constantly where I'm just like, I don't want to work on any projects that I have, but I have all these projects that, need to be worked on, and there's not really a sense of obligation there, so it just sort of happens, and I'll get like struck by inspiration, and I'll think about it for a bit. I'll be like, this is really good. When am I gonna work on it? When am I gonna find the time to put actual effort into this? And I think having a channel, and I think working on a channel like that, it would really, like, give me a kick in the ass, be like, hey, work on this. This is an interesting cave, actually. I'm gonna go down here. But that's... my creative process requires a lot more prodding than is usually necessary for someone. I want to continue creating, and that's why I'm deciding to, like, really work on this channel. It's so that I have people to talk to online, because I tend to get kind of lonely online, and just to, be able to appreciate the community and whatnot. This is very much a learning process for me. And then I'm also just, like, learning my setup, because my setup is a little jank sometimes. It's a little weird, it's a little off. I'm working generally on a college student's budget. Which, I mean, it isn't bad for what I have, and I got most of my stuff while I was streaming last summer. I did a lot of streaming last summer. It was great. It was like the golden age of me doing things and being productive, I suppose. I was doing something with my time, which is better than nothing. It was a lot better than what it was before. A lot of this is just me playing Minecraft, straight up. It works. It works out. I mean, a lot of what I do is generally just trying to have fun. I'm not here for anything special. I'm here to have fun, I'm here to create, I'm here to... I don't know. I'm here to do whatever I want. That's sort of my life philosophy. I've never actually beaten Minecraft. I'll just fully admit that right here, right now. I have tried a few times. It didn't really work out. It's hard to say that and be like, oh, I've been playing Minecraft since forever. But, I mean, there's so many other things to do, really. And I get caught up in the building, I get caught up in whatever, and maybe I'm a little bit scared of Enderman still. Maybe that's still like a lingering fear of mine, I don't know. What really drew me to Minecraft in general is the building. I really like building things, it makes me very happy. And, you know, like the feeling of creating and, you know, making something and being able to finish it within like a reasonable time frame, that's always been like my it's always been the fantasy of mine to create something within a reasonable time frame. You know, eventually I'll get there. I'll get a sense of pacing. You know, pacing myself and, you know, still getting things done. Ooh, diamonds. Completely distracted there. What is wrong with me? I think this might be the fastest I've ever gotten diamonds. I got really lucky with this cave, I think. My inspirations for storytelling and whatnot, there's quite a few, I think. Storytelling in general has always been a love of mine. Writing has always been something that makes me incredibly happy. And, I mean, other people's stories have also made me incredibly happy. Because I feel like I've been losing my sense of direction recently. And I need to find it again. I want to be able to know where I'm going, know what I'm doing, that sort of thing. And I've always needed to, like, have it be super definitive, and I need it to be this or that. I need it to be something special. I need it to be, you know, set in stone. Which is not something that goals typically are when it comes to, like, lifelong goals and whatnot. But holy shit, that's a lot of creepers. I didn't realize they spawn in packs. Ooh, you know what? That works for me. I'm good with that. The timeline, the scope of things. If something is, you know, really big, it's a really big project, it takes a long time. You can allow yourself time to do things. It's just also, I mean, you gotta be doing it. And it doesn't matter how long you take, but you have to be doing it. And that's never something I fully encountered before. And I mean, content creation in general is hard. It's not like the hardest thing in the world that you can do, but it's a little bit difficult. And even more so, I think, like, writing is difficult. It can be hard for people. It's hard for me, I know that. And I like doing it, so, you know, what happens then? It's all in the name of getting things done, I suppose. I suppose that's it. I've always struggled with that. With, like, timelines and deadlines and stuff like that, because it's either I don't pace myself and I burn out, or I pace myself too much and I give up on the thing entirely. Also, I tend to, like, ramble, and I tend to just start saying things. I don't know how I'm gonna string this all into a coherent video, but I hopefully will. Again, this is my editing practice. That's why I started recording this, is to get some practice in. And for some reason, I'm doing way better than I do on my streaming world. That's comforting. It's great. It's wonderful. Does not hurt at all. This has just turned into me silently playing Minecraft. This is great. How do I make something that makes me happy, that also makes other people happy? Basically what I'm asking is, how shit can I make it before people start to notice that it's shit? I do try hard with what I make, but, you know, not everything's effortless. There's a lot of things that take a lot of time and a lot of dedication to do, and I don't tend to have either of those on the regular. Oh, also I told myself that I'd figure out background music for this. That's been something I've always struggled with, especially during streaming, just because, you know, there's certain songs that I can't be playing, or else my streams will get muted or whatever. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I've always found background music to be especially difficult. Just because, like, where do I source it? Who lets me use their music? Do I make my own? Whatever, that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess this is my introduction video. I wish I did better at the beginning, but I didn't warm up or anything. But I guess, just to recap, my name is Flame. I like to create things, even though it is difficult and I find it hard and I'm still learning. I want to create fun things and enjoy the process of creating, while also hopefully letting other people enjoy what I make. And it's not the sole purpose of my content to have other people enjoy it, but it is a very nice bonus. So, thank you for watching.